In 2018, Malaga got relegated from La Liga Santander by finishing rock bottom. Fast forward to now though, they're currently still playing in the second division of Spanish football and they're currently 20th in the league. But today that's all going to change as I have become Malaga's new manager, and by the end of this video they will be the best team in the world. What the hell have I signed up for? This team is an absolute mess. You've got players playing out of positions. I'm not the biggest fan of this formation. We've got a lot of work to do. It also says a lot when the two highest rated players are also the two oldest players in this squad. And one of them's retiring at the end of this season. Bloody brilliant. And to make things even trickier, I'm not going to renew players' contracts in the team that already have a release clause on it, and every single player I buy, I'm going to whack a release clause in their contract as well. So all in all, I'm pretty screwed to begin with. But there are a couple of decent players we can build this team around. The likes of Zuniga on the bench. We've got Villalba as the centre attacking midfielder, and also Gutierrez on the wing. And we do have a half decent budget with 9 million to spend this season. But the first thing I'm doing is switching to a 3-4-1-2 formation. I think this suits the players way better than the original formation they were rocking with. And we do have luck for once in the youth academy. We have homegrown talent Emilio Velasco, 16 years old, 68 rated already. Now, because we're rocking with a 3 at the back, we don't need any fullbacks, which is why I put every single right back and left back we've got on the transfer list, because we really don't need them anymore. And after selling those fullbacks, we now have an extra 1 million to work with, so let's get started. And that's exactly what we've done by signing goalkeeper Danny Martin for 1.8 million with a release clause of 5.2 million. And already the team actually looks better with a solid goalkeeper. Now, what I want to do now is bring in another centre-back just to make this defence a little bit stronger. Now, the player I've stumbled upon for this role looks very solid indeed. Chris Lane Matsima, 20 years old, got solid stats already. He's 6'4" as well, and he's well within our price range. So we went ahead and brought him to the club for just 2.5 million with a release clause of 5.9 million as well. And that leaves us with 5 million in the bank, but I'm going to save that till the January transfer window. But this is how the team's looking, and obviously I am not looking for anything spectacular this season. If anything, I'm laying the foundation for season 2, but we'll see what we can pull off this season. Well, whether we like it or not, we are definitely in the conversation for promotion. We are 5th in the league halfway through the season. But when you look at the stats, you wouldn't believe we're in the position we're in. And the best news so far, nobody's activated the release clauses of any of our players. We've got away with it scot-free so far. And we do still have 5 million, so I feel like it would be rude if I didn't spend it. I want to bring in another centre-back. That's our weakest part of the team. And I think I found the player I want. Luis Lopez, 25 years old, got some half-decent stats and he'll fit straight into the squad. And we signed him for 1.8 million with a release clause value of 3.8 million as well. And whilst the team is still bang average at best, it is coming along quite nice since the start of this season. I'm just hoping we don't get promoted, because we will get our arses handed to us in La Liga. We've arrived at the end of the season and we have finished in a playoff position. We've still got a chance for promotion, but we didn't even make the final, boys. Levante beat us 3-2 overall. And retiring striker Ruben Castro at 41 years old, bearing in mind he got 23 goals and 4 assists. He is really going out with a bang, isn't he? Now, even though this team has grown so much over the course of this season, I'd be lying to you if I said I'm not glad we aren't promoted. We'd have got absolutely annihilated in La Liga. But as I've already mentioned, we were only laying the foundations for success for season 2. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, leave it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. Now, we start season 2 with the team looking a little bit different. Roberto has returned to us from his loan move. We've got a lot of players that have left us due to retirement and their loans expiring with us as well. But I think if we make enough quality signings, we'll not only get promoted, but we won't get our arses handed to us straight away in La Liga. And the board officially believe in the project. 19 million to spend, and I intend to spend all of it. And our first purchase was centre midfielder Zarago, who cost us 8.5 million with a release clause value of 20 million. And for that centre back role, this guy's caught my eye. 23-year-old Jose Capet, 74 rated, got some half decent stats as well, and he's 6'4". What a monster. And just like Zarago, he cost us 8 million with a release clause value of 20 million. And we only have 3 million left after that, so our transfer window's done and dusted. And with the team now looking like this, I'm far more comfortable with the fact we might get promoted. It's just a question of whether this team can pull it off. It's looking good so far. We've arrived in January. We are 3rd in the league as well. However, when you go from 4th to 1st, there is only 5 points separating it. It's pretty close at the top. This season, stats-wise, it looks like we're doing how we're playing as well. 13 goals apiece for both our strikers in 22 games is pretty decent. And because no release clause is being acted again this season, the team remains the same going into the second half of this season, where hopefully we will get promotion. Well, it only took us 2 seasons, but we've officially got Malaga promotion back to the top flight of Spanish football. Our striker partnership are brilliant. Velasco got 26 goals, Zuniga got 25 goals, and Roberto from the centre forward position just behind them got 14 as well. Now that we've got promotion to La Liga Santander for Season 3, now more than ever, we have to make sure that this team is ready for what's to come. We're starting Season 3 off the right way with 31 million in the bank. We can definitely do some damage with that money. And to be honest, it's quite obvious to see where we need improvement: our centre-back and our right centre midfielder. Now, the first player I'm bringing to the team this season is centre-back Radu Dragusin for one reason: check out his pace. He's only 22 as well. And with him only having 12 months left on his contract, he only cost us 8 million with a release clause value of 35 million. And our next signing, we brought in midfielder Maximo Perrone for just 16 million with a release clause of 48 million. And that's our transfer window done and dusted. This team right here will not be doing anything spectacular, but it certainly won't get its arse kicked either. We've just arrived in January and it's not looking good. We are literally 2 points above the relegation zone. However, when you look at the stats, you wouldn't think we're doing as bad as you think. And so it begins. A release clause has been met. Roberto, 18.2 million from Nice, so we need a new central attacking midfielder. We only have 21 million as well to find a replacement. Now, I'm unsure whether this player is going to be better or worse than Roberto, but Shin to Applecamp's stats do look pretty promising. And we managed to make this deal happen for just over 16 million with a release clause value of just over 50 million. And he's 79 rated, thank God for that. We had been so lucky for so long with no release clauses being activated, then the one play that actually happens to it screws up everything. But this is the team that hopefully is still the same by the end of Season 3 and is hopefully not in the relegation zone. And thankfully, we were nowhere near the relegation zone. We finished 12th at the end of our very first season in the top flight of Spanish football. And if it wasn't for our striker duo up top, Zuniga and Velasco, we probably would have got relegated in the end. Even with Roberto's release clause being activated, we still managed to get a mid-table finish, but next season we need to start growing from this. So we start Season 4 with a little less money than Season 3 with 29 million. And looking at the team, quite frankly, there's only one area that really lets us down. It's that goalkeeper. I think as soon as we sort that out, we'll be getting a top half finish. And the player I'm looking at more than fits the bill for that goalkeeper role. Robert Sanchez. He's played in the Premier League for Brighton, who are doing insanely well in real life, and he's got less than 12 months left on his contract. And he only cost us 17 million pounds with a 30 million release clause. And with Robert Sanchez added to the team, the squad now looks like this. And I have to admit, the growth has gone unnoticed. This team has actually become quite good. The likes of Perrone, Zaraga, Applecamp, and especially our youth prospect Velasco, he's become an absolute baller. Last season we got 12th place. We might be looking at a top 8 finish this season. While we've officially arrived in January and we are currently 11th in La Liga Santander, we're doing way better than we were doing this time last season. And at this point, are we really shocked that it's Velasco who's the top goal scorer? And luckily this season, no players' release clauses are being activated. Thank God, that avoids all that mess we had last season. But that does leave the team like this now, and I think this team is genuinely capable of a top 8 finish. The question is if the boys can actually deliver. Well, boys, unfortunately, we weren't good enough to get a top 8 finish, but instead we got a top 6 finish after finishing 6th after 38 games this season. What an achievement from the boys. And while some of our players did have decent stats, Velasco ran away with it once again with 22 goals and 3 assists in 40 games. Honestly, if Velasco's release clause somehow gets activated, I'm going to be absolutely heartbroken. I'm not sure whether top 6 football in La Liga gets you European football or not, but I know one thing's certain: next season we need to make sure that this team is ready for anything. We're now into Season 5 and I think I've managed to beat this release clause rule, and let me show you why. All of my top players' release clauses are way above their market value, meaning if they do get activated, I'll be able to replace them no problem. On top of that, we have 81 million to spend this season. We're going to have some fun. And I really want to focus that money on this back three. If we improve that, I think we'll have a good chance against silverware this season. Now, this centre-back hasn't got the greatest pace in the world, but he will be perfect for the backbone of that back three. Benoit Badiashile. Look at them stats. He's as strong as an ox, 6'4", and he'd be perfect for that back three. And we got a bargain with Benoit Badiashile. 47.1 million he cost us with a 100 million release clause. And almost straight away this season, Zuniga's release clause has been activated for 41.3 million. And now we have 65 million to find a replacement striker. I'm not too fussed about his release clause being activated. It's just a bloody nightmare. And we found our replacement striker with Portuguese international Beto for 40 million with a 100 million release clause. Another player's release clause is being activated, and this one is a massive Al. Maximo Perrone, who is 83 rated. He's only gone for 48 million. Not even a day after Perrone's release clause is met, Alex Calvo's release clause has been met for 45.7 million. We are losing players left, right and centre now. But to be fair, we now have 105 million to find a new centre midfielder and a new winger. I don't think that's bad at all. And for our new centre midfield, I opted for Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig for just over 30 million with a release clause value of 47 million. And for our winger, I wanted someone with a lot of experience, and I found Mikael Oyarzabal, and it is well within our budget as well. And for only 56.8 million, we made this happen with a release clause value of 100 million. And thankfully, our players got left alone after that whole debacle, which means that this is the starting 11 heading into Season 5, but there's one area of this team I'm really not happy with, and that's the subs bench. There's no quality there whatsoever. We've just got to hope we avoid injuries, otherwise this is going to be a very bad season. And we have indeed qualified for Europe. We are in the Europa Conference League in Group F with the following teams. Now, I am expecting us to top this group and go into the round of 16 with flying colours, to be honest. I don't know how we're pulling this off, but 18 games into the season, we are first in the league. That is absolutely balmy. And just like I thought we will, we top the Conference League group stage with flying colours. With these stats, though, you'd expect us to be 10th in the league and kicked out of the Conference League. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Now, one thing I'm going to really try and do is make this bench a little bit better in terms of quality, so I'm going to be looking for free agents and a lot of cheap players as well. Now, I haven't found any cheap players, but I have found 3 free agents. Granit Xhaka, who can obviously play CDM, but he's 34 years old. That's the only worry with him. Kleber Barbosa, 19 years old, 74 rated, and Rip Bakar, 71 rated, who can play as a cam. But this starting 11 looks really goddamn good, and I'm convinced that this is the team that's going to bring us our first piece of silverware. And I was absolutely spot on. We've only gone and won La Liga Santander. We've won by 4 points as well. Barcelona and Real Madrid were nowhere to be bloody seen. And on top of that, we have won the Copa de España by beating Barcelona 4-2 in the final. And on top of that, we are facing Lyon in the Europa Conference League final. This is absolutely nuts. If we win this game, we have got the treble in Spain, man, and it's only Lyon that's standing our way from making that happen. So come on, Malaga, the boys in blue. Can we overturn Lyon? Yes, we can. We have got the La Liga Santander, Copa de España, and now the Europa Conference League in our cabinet. And it is so easy to see how we've done it. Look at the boys' stats, man. Velasco and Oyarzabal have had an incredible campaign. So is Beto. So is this guy whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. I think with everything we've won this season, there's only one trophy left to go for, the Champions League. And when you qualify for the Champions League, you get Champions League money, 113 million to spend. Now, to win the Champions League, we need no weaknesses in this team. So we're going to get a new centre-back, a new centre midfielder, and we're also going to get a backup striker just in case either Beto or Velasco get injured or suspended. And this all depends on everybody's release clauses not being activated as well. And before I could even blink, Benoit Badiashili's release clause is being activated. Now we need another centre-back as well. Don't get me wrong, I hate this release clause stuff, but at least we've now got 206 million to spend. And I started this transfer window by bringing in centre-back Maxence Lacroix for 42.1 million with a release clause value of 88.2 million. I then brought in Andreas Christensen for 43 million with a release clause value of 100 million. And for my backup striker, I brought in Fabio Silva for 42.3 million with a release clause value of just over 93 million. And with those signings, the team is almost ready for the season ahead. We just need to bring in a better centre midfield, and we have just over 70 million to do it. And trust me when I say I have found the player I want. Lovro Majeur, 29 years old, and he's got absolutely insane stats as well. And for 50 million and a release clause value of just over 118 million, we got his signature on that dotted line. And with that signing, the transfer window is done and dusted. This is the final team going into this season, and let me tell you, this team is ready for anything this season's got to throw at it. Which does include the Champions League, which we qualified for last season by winning La Liga Santander. We're in Group D with Man United, FC Porto, and Club Brugge. A very, very good group. It's going to be interesting to see how this one turns out. But we are 18 games into the season, and we are 4th in La Liga Santander, 6 points behind first place Real Madrid. This time last season, we were top. But thankfully, in a very difficult group stage, we finished second, meaning we are in the round of 16 along with United. And once again, Velasco's running the show with 32 goal contributions in 32 games played this season. This man is on another level. And we were lucky, no clubs activated any of our players' release clauses. We go into the knockouts of the Champions League with the exact same team we started the season with. Last season, we won the Conference League in our first attempt. Can we do the exact same in the Champions League? And after dismantling the bottle jobs in the round of 16 and just getting past AC Milan in the quarterfinals, we were now in the semi-finals. We've just got through one Italian giant, and now we face another in Inter Milan. If we get past these guys in the first leg and get a good advantage, we could be... Oh my god, that is literally the perfect start. We are basically in the final. At the bare minimum, all we need is a draw, and we are in the Champions League final. The boys just need to not concede more than 3 goals, and we've done it basically. But oh, come on. We beat them 1-0 on the night, 4-1 overall. We're in the final. And just look who we've got in the final. PSG. If we beat these guys, we really are the best team in the world. We couldn't quite close the gap. We finished 3rd at the end of this season. Real Madrid were just too good for this league this time. This season, our players have been on another level. Velasco with 40 goals, Beto 25, Oyarzabal 18 goals with 19 assists, Appelkamp 10 and 12, and even this guy, Obeida Al-Achab, 9 goals and 11 assists as well. Can we just appreciate what a monster this team has turned tuned into, but one player in particular deserves a humongous shout out. Our winger, Abeda Al-Achab, has turned into an absolute demon on the right-hand side of the pitch, and he's been with us since season 1. Honestly, I believe this team's the best team in the world, but we've got to win one more team to prove that we are. Look at this for a bit of play. Velasco. He's on his right foot. Can he put us 1-0 up? No, we can't. That's a shocking attempt. Can he spot that return run? That's a beautiful ball. Our winger on his right foot. He's been with us since day 1. That is an absolutely appalling effort. Dara with the cross. We got a good ball in. We got a lot of heads in the box there that can't quite get their head on it. We come out. Applecamp on his left foot. Straight down the keeper's throat. Velasco's picked up the ball. He's dangerous when he runs at defensive like this. He's on his right foot. We finally found a way past Donnarumma. 35 minutes it took us, but our starman since season 1, Velasco, has put us 1-0 up. Oh, look at this for a bit of play. If we make this a goal, oh my God! How has he missed from there? He's found Applecamp. Straight over to Beto. He's come to Velasco once again. Beto on his right foot. And we made it 2-0 early in the second half. Both of our strikers getting a goal apiece as well. Oh, look at this for a run. He's just caught inside. Donnarumma is having the game of his life. Gio turned on the gas now. Mbappe. He's running rings around our defence. Oh, look at that. He's taking Christensen clean out. He's found Xavi Simons. He's now on to Guri. Oh, that's an open net. And with 5 minutes to go, PSG have got a chance to take this to extra time. Oyarzabal, there's no way. Oyarzabal to finish the game. Donnarumma again, man. If it wasn't for Donnarumma, we'd be about 5 or 6-0 up. And there's the full-time whistle. Malaga have officially won the Champions League. It took 6 seasons to take Malaga out of the bottom 3 of the second division of Spanish football to becoming the best team in the world. And if you enjoyed this video, you should click somewhere right here to watch another one of my videos.